and welcome back to Deck Builders with your host, Brian Greer. Let's get started. On today's show, we have a very special guest who will be previewing his own Type 2 deck. We also like to make an announcement that we have a new sponsor, Alpha Beta Unlimited. You can visit their website at abugames.com. Let's get started. Welcome back to Deck Builders, guys. It's been a very exciting week. We have been sponsored by abugames.com, as you might have seen in the intro. We're very excited about that. It's going to open up a lot of new doors for deck builders, as well as new avenues and maybe some more cards that we can use. At abu.com or abugames.com, you can buy singles, booster packs, boxes, and whatnot. It's where we purchase our stuff, and we recommend you guys going and checking that as well. Today we have a very special guest with us, Aaron. He is our Type 1 consultant, but he also does play Type 2. He is going to be featuring his newest deck as a Merfolk Wizards deck that has run very well, and he ran it last night and got second place at Friday Night Magic. So we'll go ahead and take a look over there with Aaron. And thank you for joining us, Aaron. We are very glad to have you here on the show. It's been a while that I've asked you to come on the show, and you finally accepted the invite, so we really appreciate it. So you built this wizard deck. What kind of brought this idea for you?
Well, I was just intrigued by the Grimiora Thief.
Now, is that a Morningtide card?
Yes, it's a Morningtide rare.
Okay. Now, can you explain to our viewers what that card does and why it's such a good card?
Well, whenever he becomes tapped, he removes the top 3 cards from the opponent's library and opponent's library from the game.
That's pretty strong. I mean, with Merfolk, it seems that Merfolk have this idea of having a milling or taking their cards, and that just kind of built on that idea. Now, this deck that you built, is this an expensive deck, or would you consider it more of a budget deck?
Well, it's very budget. It has very few rares.
Very few? I mean, what would the rares be that you have in the deck that you would think are necessities?
Sygg Riverguide and Grimoire Thief are actually the only rares in the deck.
Well, we'll go ahead and take a look. We have the deck down below. We have some of the key cards from the deck down here. So we'll go ahead and take a look, and you can show us what the cards do and some of their importance uses in the deck.
Well, the main thing here is trying to get your Merfolk tapped through Drowner of Secrets to mill the opponent. And it also helps with the Judge of Currents to stay alive, because whenever you tap an opponent, Merfolk, you gain a life. And it's really important because your guys are not blockers, they will die easily.
Yeah, I noticed when we play tested, you rarely attacked or blocked. You took the damage, but then you would use Judge of Currents' ability to gain the life back that you had lost in the combat damage.
Yes.
What do you think about this drum? Not many people really like the drum, but seeing it here, it really opened my eyes to a deck that could use it.
Well, it has great synergy with the cards such as Grimoire Thief and Judge of Currents, because you tap them, you add a mana, and you also get the benefit of them becoming tapped with triggered ability. That's
really cool. Now, with Sygg, I think Sygg really was the worst card. Whenever I saw Sygg come into play, it made me not want to play this deck, because it was over, pretty much. If you got Sygg and Drowner of Secrets, I could just scoop right now. What made you think that Sygg would be a good card? Is it just because it's just overpowered, or its cost? What makes it such a good card?
Well, he's very cheap, and he keeps spot removal from destroying my key parts to what I'm trying to do, and he allows my guys to block and not die if I need to.
Now, is there any changes that you would recommend with your deck that you've play tested today that you have seen?
No. No,
it's pretty solid. So we'll actually have that deck posted on the sideboard to the right. You can take a look there. We appreciate you coming over. Remember, we're building the decks, so you don't have to.